Fresh attacks in Plateau State as 6 herders sustain injuries. Federal government indefinitely suspend commencement of student loan scheme. On the foreign scene, 4 dead following Storm Filippo in Mozambique. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I am Martia Umar. Thank you for joining. Now the news in detail. About 30 villagers have been taken hostage by suspected bandits in Buda village of Kajuru local government area of Kaduna State. The heavily armed bandits raided the small settlement on Monday night and abducted the villagers. Although no casualties were reported, the bandits forced the victims into the forest and disappeared without a trace. The State Police Command is yet to confirm the incident. Gunmen on Tuesday afternoon attacked cattle herders, killing at least 13 cattle in the Fan district of Ndim community in Barkin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. A report says that the latest incident occurred exactly 1 week after a herder was killed and over 100 cattle rustled in Kafandreji, also in the Fan district of Barkin Ladi local government area of Plateau State. Secretary of the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Magban Abubakar Gambo, while confirming the latest incident on Wednesday, stated that the affected cattle died instantly at the scene of the incident. He explained that they have reported the incident to Sector 4 Command of Operation Safe Haven in Barkin Ladi. Security operators tasked with maintaining peace in the area have promised to arrest the perpetrators of the attack. And joining us via phone, we have Trust TV's reporter Adomusa to give us an update on the recent attacks on herders in Barkin Ladi local government area. Good afternoon to you and welcome.
Good afternoon, my dear.
All right. Is there a connection between this attack and the last week's attack?
Although the security agencies are yet to give any update with regard to whether or not there is a connection between what happened last week and this week, but the Fulani communities are alleging that it was a kind of coordinated attack because both the attacks happened in the same Fan district, only that the first one happened in Nafandreji while this one happened in Ndim community. So if you look at the nature of the attack, virtually all the government, whenever the attack, they only try to kill the cattle. That is why the Fulani are accusing that there is a kind of calculated attempt to provoke them and then to also pick a fight with them, which they say they are not praying for. So this is what the Fulani community are saying. According to them, there is a connection between what happened last week and this week, considering the nature of the attack and the area where the 2 incidents occur.
Okay, as it stands, no one has claimed responsibility for this attack. But do we know anything about the circumstances around these attacks?
Well, at the moment, nobody has come out to claim any responsibility. But, it is a normal issue here on the plateau. Where whenever there is an attack against maybe the herders, they will come out and accuse the farmers. Whenever there is an attack on the farmers, they also come out and accuse the herders. But what is so surprising, according to the Fulani communities, has been that relative peace has returned in most of these areas, particularly the Barkin Ladi. But they find it difficult to understand why these attacks, why killing their animals without any provocation. So this is just the circumstances around what is happening now. But the security agencies are supposed to come out and at least to brief journalists, but they are yet to say anything. Even with regard to what happened yesterday, I called the spokesperson of Operation Safe Haven, Major Samson Zako, on the incident. He's yet to respond to the call and the SMS sent to him. But I have learned that this morning, the Sector 4 commander of Operation Safe Haven station in Barkin Ladi has called an emergency meeting with the Fulani communities and other communities where the incident occurred, that is the farming community, just to ensure that this problem does not escalate, to also calm the Fulani communities on what has happened.
Okay, there have been a record of attacks on Barkin Ladi. Is there a sense that this local government could experience some sort of sustained security threat given the frequency of these isolated attacks?
Well, if you could recall, the last attack that happened in Bokos has also affected some of the villages in Barkin Ladi. Before now, there have been a kind of security threat in some of these areas. But soon after the attack in those communities, normalcy has returned to the area. So nobody is expecting that there will be this kind of incident, particularly in the Barkin Ladi, because according to some of the residents of these affected communities, they say with the presence of personnel of Operation Safe Haven, even after the attack on some of the communities in Barkin Ladi, there have been presence of security personnel in Barkin Ladi general area. So they find it difficult to understand why this didn't happen despite the security presence in Barkin Ladi.
All right. Thank you very much, Ado Musa. We'll keep an eye on the situation, and if need arise, we'll connect with you again for more update. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
All right, moving on now. 3 persons lost their lives in a clash between people of 2 communities in Adamawa State. The communities located in Gunmen and Adamso local government areas are Sauti and Kwamshan. The statement signed by Adamawa Police spokesperson Public Relations Officer SP Suleiman Ogoroje said the Commissioner of Police Adamawa State Command CP Dankwambo Maurice personally led a team of police operatives to the scene. And the statement added that the Commissioner's team patrolled, assessed and restored order, and that the communities are now calm. The police added that having restored normalcy, investigation is still ongoing to detect and apprehend the perpetrators and collaborators of the violence. And moving on, federal government has initiated a probe into the private universities established in the last 15 years and has called for public memoranda to aid in the investigation. The action followed an investigative report by journalist Umar Audu of Daily Nigerian, which exposed certificate racketeering in the neighboring Benin Republic and Togo. According to findings, approximately 107 private universities have been established in the last 15 years. The Interministerial Investigative Committee on Degree Certificate Miling, set up by the federal government, will assess whether these universities have the necessary facilities, appropriate management structures, adequate funding for programs, and appropriate staff composition. The committee emphasizes that the probe is conducted independently of the National Universities Commission's periodic accreditation exercise. It solicits memoranda from the public to provide information that will assist in making recommendations to address the identified issues in accordance with its terms of reference. The federal government has indefinitely postponed the launch of the Nigerian Student Loan Scheme as confirmed by Akintunde Soya, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, in an interview with Arise News. Originally scheduled to commence on Thursday, the launch has been delayed again due to ongoing corrections being made. Sawyer explained that there is no definite date for commencement as the government is waiting to ensure that all stakeholders are aligned to prevent any blindsiding, allowing the federal government to roll out the scheme in a meaningful, comprehensive, wholesome and sustainable way. The bill to establish the Student Loan Fund, signed into law by President Bola Tinubu in June 2023, aims to provide interest-free loans to Nigerians pursuing higher education. Initially planned to begin between September and October 2023, The scheme faced delays, with President Tinubu announcing a new start date of January 2024 after missing the October deadline. In January, Yusuf Sununu, Minister of State for Education, confirmed during a Federal Executive Council meeting that preparations for the scheme were complete, including the finalization of a student loan scheme website and technical plans to facilitate its implementation. However, the postponement indicates that further alignment among stakeholders is needed before the scheme can be launched. The House of Representatives Committee on Finance has raised concerns over rising cost of crude oil production amid low output and reduced revenue to the federal government for over a decade. And Chairman of the committee, James Falike, raised the concern in an opening remark at a meeting with the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation Limited, NNPCL, on the impact of crude oil production on government revenue on Tuesday. Falike said it is important for Nigerians to understand the impact of production costs on the available revenue accruable to federal government to execute its programs in the national budget. The Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPCL, Melikiari, while responding, noted that there are several illegal crude oil vessels which were intercepted by security agencies.
So, Honorable colleague, the bottom line here today is that we want to see how we make at least where we sell crude at $80 or $79 or whatever the price is. When we pay cost on paper at $48. What it means is that whatever is left is what is available for the federation. And so we expect the GNLFC to throw more light to this, whether this cost is true or not.
Initially, vessels are arrested, taken to naval dockyards, across the country in very many locations. Supply anywhere that you have a well. It's a litter, Mr. Chairman, of vessels today now. There are hundreds in these locations today, Mr. Chairman. Not just 100, there are hundreds. And you can validate this from the Nigerian Navy. We don't even know what to do with them.
In an effort to promote peace and understanding in Taraba State and environs, the Commander's 6th Brigade and Sector 3 Operation Wild Stroke, Brigadier General Kingsley Chidiebere has initiated a peace meeting with stakeholders from southern Taraba State, and the meeting, which was held in Takum, served as a platform to foster dialogue and cultivate collaboration between the military and local communities in southern part of the state. General Uwa said the purpose of the peace initiatives was to establish a strong foundation of trust and understanding among all parties in the area. The meeting witnessed the active participation of key stakeholders within the 6 local government areas, including community leaders, representatives from civil society organizations, and influential members of the public. Now, the 63 Brigade Nigerian Army Asaba has paraded a family of 8 in Onitsha-Olona for running an illegal arms and ammunition factory. The officers raided the factory and recovered drones and explosives from the factory. Trust TV's Jonathan Awanye, who has conducted a report round the factory, now gives us more in the story.
The suspects, including the parents, confessed to the crime of running the factory as a family business. They manufacture drones and explosives and also repair arms. Conducting pressmen around the factory, the commander 63 Brigade Nigeria Army Asaba, Brigadier General Ugochukwu Vitus Unachukwu said that suspects fabricate normal magazine AK-47 of 30 to 60 rounds and also rent guns to criminals.
Quantum of weapons they are manufacturing, both for the insurgents and for armed robbers in Delta State. So these people here are major contributors to the insecurity, not just in Delta State, but even across southeastern Nigeria and neighboring states here. The warning to such people is that we will get to you. Anybody that is involved in act of insurgency or criminality that is against the peace and stability of Nigeria, we will get to you. no matter how you run, no matter how you camouflage your activities, we will unravel it, we will get to.
The home of the suspects is also laden with equipment and materials for the production of arms. The parents said one of their sons has passion of producing drones and repairing guns.
My children, they repair gun here.
They repair gun?
Yes, because these drones, they're still working on it. Because when he was small, he has this passion for plane. He even built one. I think this thing is there. He built one that they use for school.
Something there. My way is even there. My petenia is there. So I went to collect it. So my son called me that I should go and rest, not to have my stress. I don't like it.
They pleaded for mercy for the whole family. Jonathan Anwaye, Trust TV News, Asaba.
And away from Aniocha in Delta State, you're still watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at lifting border closure ban and Camber business community decrying stagnant operations. Details of this report and more. Just stay with us. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is the news update on Trust Television. A look at our major stories again. We told you earlier that despite promise of improved security, bandits had docked 30 villages days after kidnapping school children in Kuriga. And fresh attacks in Plateau State as 6 herders sustained injury. And moving on to more stories now, the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria is facing challenges in preparing Nigeria's contingent for the 2024 Hajj due to its inability to secure the remaining funds required to pay service operators in Saudi Arabia. Despite having concluded all contracts for the Hajj operation, the Commission is encountering obstacles in making payments to providers responsible for feeding, accommodation and transportation during the pilgrimage. NACAN had previously disclosed that the Saudi Arabian Ministry of Hajj and Umrah had set aside 25 of February as the deadline for signing all contracts, which marked the cessation of payment into international bank account number. However, as 2 weeks have passed since the kingdom began issuing visas, the Commission still struggles with payment issues. The depreciation of the naira is identified as a significant factor contributing to the challenge. Furthermore, uncertainty surrounding whether President Bola Ahmed Tinubu would approve a subsidized dollar rate adds to the apprehension about potential fare increases for the pilgrimage. Residents of Kamba are lamenting over the long-term hardship of prices of food items and transportation continues to soar, a situation that attributed to the removal of fuel subsidy and closure of borders. Trust TV's correspondent Evelyn Godba has more in this report.
Since the removal of fuel subsidy in Nigeria, citizens have been exposed to hardship and high cost of living. Residents living around the border communities are not left out. They are complaining that food items are getting more expensive, while the ban on importation of these food items is affecting their businesses.
We are experiencing a decrease in customers. Bringing safer has severely affected our business. Additionally, the unfavorable exchange rate of the naira to the dollar has worsened the situation. Previously, exchanging 1 million naira could yield 3 million sefa, but now it takes 3 million naira to get 1 million sefa, leading to diminished capital. There is an urgent need for the border to reopen, as the current closure has caused significant hardship. Despite hearing about the border reopening, we are yet to witness it.
Business owners trading within the border community also lament that the high exchange rate is affecting their purchase of foods and transportation of goods from neighboring countries. According to them, the high cost of living was further exacerbated by sanctions on Niger Republic, a result of military coup that toppled the administration of Mohamed Bazoum.
Sunana Ashur Muhammad Sabikamba. To the whole day,
the border has not been officially reopened. There has been a gradual relaxation of restrictions. Previously, bringing even a bag of rice to the market was challenging, but now there is some ease in trading activities. The primary concern for US is not the ECOWAS ban, but rather the impact of the forex exchange. The fluctuating exchange rates have significantly affected our ability to conduct business.
Gaskiya, what we are facing a lot. Every day if you come to market, you come with money now. Like last week I come to buy maize. I come with 50,000, but this week I come with 50,000. The money is too much. The bag of maize now is 62,000. If you want to buy, you buy. If you will not buy, you will leave it, because they will not reduce everything. Every night they used to add money.
Despite the sanction being lifted, the border still remains closed, and all effort to get any official to comment on the matter did not yield result. However, report has it that Niger has announced her permanent withdrawal from ECOWAS to form the Alliance of Sahel States.
And the latest report by the United Nations Interagency Group for Child Mortality Estimation revealed that the number of children who died before their 5th birthday reached a historic low, dropping to 4.9 million in 2022, led by the United Nations Children Funds. The UN IGME includes the World Health Organization, the World Bank Group, and the Population Division of the United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs. Released on Wednesday, the report highlighted that more children are surviving today than ever before, with the global under-5 mortality rate declining by 51% since the year 2000. Notably, several low and lower middle-income countries have made significant progress, surpassing the decline. This underscores the importance of adequately allocating resources to primary health care, including child health and well-being. Specifically, countries like Cambodia, Malawi, Mongolia, and Rwanda have achieved remarkable reductions in under-5 mortality by over 75% since the year 2000. However, despite these advancements, the report emphasizes that there's still much work to be done to end all preventable child and youth deaths. In addition to the 4.9 million lives lost before the age of 5, with nearly half being newborns, the report also noted that another 2.1 million children and youth aged 5 to 24 had their lives cut short. Most of these deaths occurred in sub-Saharan Africa and Southern Asia, indicating the ongoing challenges in these regions regarding child and youth mortality. On the foreign scene, 4 people have died and 1 person has been injured as Storm Filippo hit southern Mozambique's Inhambane province. According to the state-owned broadcaster, roofs were ripped off schools and residential homes in the tourist areas of Tofo and Bara. The waves have destroyed several boats, and in some areas the roads are inaccessible. Local authorities say that the storm have disrupted electricity supply and communication lines. Storm Filippo continues to batter the province with intermittent rain and gusty winds. Its effects are already being felt in the capital, Maputo, and the area around it. Now, armed attackers on Tuesday took control of a ship during a suspected pirate attack in Indian Ocean, nearly 1,100 kilometers east of Somalia's coastal capital, Mogadishu, the British Army reported on Tuesday. British Maritime Security Company, Amber, said 20 armed attackers intercepted the ship as it traveled from Mozambique's capital, Maputo, to Hamria in the United Arab Emirates. Piracy that said once raged off the coast of Somalia has declined after peaking in 2011, but concerns about further attack have increased in recent months. In December, at least 2 incidents were reported. One involved a commercial vessel seized by heavily armed people near the town of El off the coast of Somalia. The other concerns a Maltese-flagged merchant vessel that was hijacked in the Arabian Sea and moved to the same area of the coast of Somalia. The The waters of Somalia saw a spike in piracy in 2011 when the UN said more than 160 attacks were recorded. Now in sport, the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) is making effort to hire a replacement for Jose Pizarro as Super Eagles head coach in April following the departure of the Portuguese at the expiration of his contract. Over 20 coaches outside Nigeria have indicated their interest in the job since the NFF declared the post vacant and called for applications from interested football coaches. And that brings us to the end of the news updates at this hour. For more news, programs and documentaries, follow us across all our social media platforms and our YouTube live stream. On behalf of the news crew and production crew, I am Martia Umar. Thank you for watching and stay tuned.